We're going to start by making our background for this painting. I am using a 14 by 14 inch canvas. I have painted it black along the edges, and on the back I have taped it and I have put push pin feet. I have mixed up my lamp black with Floetrol, and this may have a little bit of GAC 800 in it, which just prevents cracking and crazing. It doesn't totally prevent it, I'll be honest. I've had things to crack and craze with it. It may help with elasticity in the paint. So I'm going to get my background down. Let me introduce you to my colors real quickly. I'm going to be using a mix of metallic paints, which are on this side, and regular colors. Since I know what I'm going to be doing with my bubble colors, I've kind of made those correspond. So our metallics are a pearlized green from Master's Touch, copper from Folk Art, 24 karat gold from Deco Art, and Golden's quinacridone nickel easel gold, the mouthful. Actually, that's not a metallic, but this one is. This is Anita Sapphire. We also have Amsterdam Sky Blue. I don't use this one very. Yes, Sky Blue Light. And this is Lime Green. We have Primary Yellow. This one is Folk Art's Color Shift Purple. So those are the colors that we're working with today. So I'm going to start laying down my colors in no particular order, but I am going to be doing some altering with my metallics because my metallics are going to react with this paint differently. Now sometimes when you have black paint, your colors do sync, which never really made a lot of sense to me, in that these colors should be not as dense. This should be heavier, so this should be sitting on there, but let's see what happens. Metallics tend to have a mind of their own, and they tend to disappear. So let's just get our paints down and see what happens. I'm going to be using paper towel pieces to swipe around my circle in a starburst fashion. And when I'm done swiping completely around that, I'm going to create another circle and also swipe in the same way. And this will make my background for my spheres, which I will show you how to make next. And here's what we end up with. It is a paint explosion, and look at all of the glorious colors and cells. Now let me show you the dried piece, because it dried pretty awesome as well. Now it's time to make our spheres, our marbles, our round circles. And as you can see, this is what we're going to be making. It is a transparent skin. I could use my regular skins and make an opaque skin like you see here, but I want to be able to see through them into my background, so I am making transparent skins. I show you how to do that in my video on making stained glass skins, so you can check out that video if you don't know how to make them. They're very strong and you can see through them. This is just a piece I had to demonstrate what I'm going to do. I am going to be using a die cut machine, but you can use any kind of circle like this circle compass here, or just a regular cup of different sizes, whatever you have hanging around to do it. But I will be using these die cuts, and I'll put a link to those below. If you have a die cut machine, they work great to make your circles. I'm just going to place my die cuts on my die cut machine and cut them out. In the corner, you can see another kind of bubble die cut that I will be using. And it's pretty easy to do this, and you can do this in mass. You can also use circle cutters to do this, but I need really big circles. And so I am using my die cut machine just to save time, and they cut through these thin skins very easily. Here is our dried background. We have an explosion of color, and I'm going to go ahead and get my bubbles down and dry fit them in so that I can get them attached to the canvas, keeping some of the larger bubbles toward the outside. So I'm going to attach these with diamond glaze. I'm not going to put it all over the entire bubble, but I'm going to use another bottle that's easier for me to use that has a very controlled tip. And I'm just going to flip my bubbles over, put just a little bit that I'm just going to smear around with my glove, just like this. Okay, everything is now attached to my canvas, and now I'm going to be using some acrylic markers. These are the Artistro brand, and this one is gold. I'm going to be using gold, white, and some silver to do some work on my bubbles and give them the appearance that there is a reflection. This would be true of marbles, bubbles, or any kind of sphere with a light source, and there's definitely a very bright light source. So let's go ahead and get all of these reflections in. You can also use a paintbrush and acrylic paint if you don't want to use the markers. The markers just make it a little more quick and a little more exact. Now, once I'm done with all of my reflections, then I'm going to work on doing some shadows on the outside just so that the spheres pop out a little bit. So I'm putting on paint, and then I remove it with a damp paper towel, but you could also use a paintbrush for this step. Here it is. What do you think? Let me know in the comments below. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Until next time, thanks for watching. Bye now.